truckersfund.org. Don't let diabetes put the brakes on your career. Sign up today. Again, to sign up and get more info, go to truckersfund.org. Truckersfund.org.
Overdrive, decades-running pride and polished custom truck beauty competition this year ran a little later in the truck show season than usual. The virtual competition was scheduled to put a cap on an in-person show season. Overdrive collected dozens of competitive entries in 7 categories, put them all up for an audience vote, and unveiled the winner in an online presentation this fall that you can access at overdriveonline.com. Navigate to the pride and polish section. Also there, read profiles of each winner as the weeks go by to close out the year. Again, that's overdriveonline.com.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Job, finances, everything's so crazy. Just want to be in control. And I can't.
Sam is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Get involved. Reach your financial goals. Visit SamICan.org.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. My mom is stronger than anyone I've ever known. Growing up when life got hard, her strength helped pull us through. Even after her heart failure diagnosis, she remained stronger than ever.
My family's support keeps me strong. Together, we're rising above heart failure.
Heart failure doesn't have to steal your strength. For simple steps you can take to help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on
32.
It's Friday Radio. He's Eric Carney, and I'm Gary McNamara. 86690 Red Eye. Let us go to Keith in Detroit. Keith, welcome. You're on Red Eye Radio. Welcome to the show. Hi, Keith.
Hi, long-time listener. Love the show. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I wanted to talk about, I've heard and through the stories I've been listening to with that shooting in Nashville, that there was a manifesto that the shooter had. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if the manifesto does not fit with the left narrative, is it going to be squashed?
What do you mean? What do you mean squashed? By the media won't cover it?
Yes, the large media won't cover it.
Yeah, I mean,
why has it not been released already?
Because it's still part of the investigation, and they haven't decided whether to release it or not. And you have the liberal transgender activist movement vehemently stating that it should not be released because they believe it will cause more violence towards transgenders. Remember, they're promoting...
Which was my point.
Right. Remember, they're promoting the point, the liberal transgender activist movement, that there is a genocide going on against transgenders, which of course is ridiculous. There's no genocide going on. But part of the genocide is not allowing minors, the whole push to not allow minors to change their bodies or take hormones, they also view as part of the genocide. And so they don't they don't wish it to be released. And my thing would be simple. If you don't release this manifesto, then no manifesto ever is released to the public. Yeah. And that isn't likely to happen. But it's Look, it's,
And if I can just make one more.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I still, again, I gotta say, I don't understand why we don't have retired military or retired police in the schools with a weapon.
One of the fathers,
this shooter shot her way in.
Yeah, the one father who has been quite vocal, his daughter was killed at Parkland, said the same thing yesterday. In fact, I'll have that story coming up following the top of the hour. So thanks so much for that. But we'll get to that story. 866-90 Red Eye.
Top of the hour news is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Join the conversation using the Shell Rotella hotline, 866-907-3339. Red Eye Radio at Shell Rotella. What matters is inside.
Eric and Gary for the best-selling Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. It uses proven oxy technology, quickly destroys odors. You'll love it. I love it. In fact, with over 265,000 already sold and countless five-star reviews, I know you're going to love yours. Gary, I know you love yours.
Oh, yeah. It's a powerful thunderstorm, Eric, and it sends out O3 molecules which seek out and destroy odors. These molecules even go behind and under furniture. Nothing can hide from the thunderstorm. Best of all, no filters to buy over and over again, and it saves you money.
Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack.
Let me see.
Under $200. Go to EdenPureDeals.com, put in our discount code REDEYE, and save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code REDEYE. Shipping is free. This winter, give your diesel the treat it craves. House Diesel Treat. It prevents gelling in the coldest temperatures without using alcohol or harmful solvents. Safe and effective in all diesel and biodiesel blends, Diesel Treat is also a fuel conditioner, so it lubricates fuel, prevents deposits, and safely removes water, extending the life of your engine. With Diesel Treat, you'll experience increased power and performance while noticing less smoke, rough idle, and shifting on hills. For a treat that's 100% guaranteed, turn to House Diesel Treat. Visit houseproducts.com for more.
If you're a trucking industry professional, then you need to stay on top of changing regulations, equipment upgrades, and technology advancements. Fleet Owner Magazine gives you all of this and more. Written for fleet executives and managers, Fleet Owner gives you the business intelligence on operations, vehicle maintenance, regulations, and information technology you need to stay ahead. But that's not all. With its monthly print publication, daily and weekly email newsletters, and a website updated several times a day, Fleet Owner has all the latest news and information delivered to you when you want it and where you want it. From industry experts to award-winning writers and columnists, Fleet Owner is the #1 source for trucking information in North America. Remember to visit fleetowner.com every day for the latest industry news. You can also sign up to receive Newsline, their free email newsletter, and subscribe to Fleet Owner Magazine. Visit fleetowner.com. Fleet Owner, for news you can use.
You know, truck drivers play a critical role in our economy, hauling almost everything we buy. These men and women are the unsung heroes and the backbone of America. When our heroes need support, they turn to the St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is a 501c3 truck driver charity that steps in to cover necessity household items when an injury or illness takes a driver off the road. Learn more and donate today at truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org.
WLWI-AM, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, the Cumulus Media Station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A memorial outside the gates of a Christian elementary school in Nashville is growing, days after police say a 28-year-old former student opened fire, killing 3 employees and 3 young students. Among the victims, the head of the school, Catherine Kuntz, her former co-worker, Anna Caudill.
She was an absolute champion for her students. And her students always knew that she was in their corner.
We're learning more about the weapons used in the shooting. Reporter Chris Fox is in Nashville.
We know the shooter, Audrey Hale, legally purchased 7 firearms, including an AR-style rifle and pistol between 2020 and 2022, unbeknownst to the parents. Nashville Police Chief John Drake.
She was under doctor's care for an emotional disorder. Her parents felt that she should not own weapons.
But the motive for the shooting remains a mystery.
She was a student at that church at one point, but unsure right now if that was the reason.
The Huntsville, Alabama Police Department is in mourning after one officer was killed and another critically wounded, responding to a 911 call about a woman shot. Police Chief Kirk Giles.
We have lost a great officer. We have lost a part of our community.
The suspect is charged with capital murder. A judge has ordered former Vice President Pence to testify before a grand jury about his former boss's attempts to overturn the 2020 election results. Correspondent Robert Costa.
Federal judge has said, no, sir, you must testify in this investigation and provide testimony about your private exchanges with former President Trump. That all being said, the former vice president could still try to appeal this decision, perhaps all the way up to the Supreme Court.
The head of the International Atomic Energy Agency is hoping for a deal to protect Europe's largest nuclear power plant. CBS's Cami McCormick.
Rafael Grossi has now visited the Zaporizhzhia plant in Ukraine twice. He has said he's worried about a catastrophic failure. With the fighting, which has intensified in the area, he also says he will most probably head to Russia in the coming days to discuss the situation with officials there. He's long called for a safe zone around the plant, but hasn't been able to win an agreement.
A school hullabaloo over Michelangelo's David has led to longer lines to see the famous statue in Italy.
It's part of history. I don't understand how you can, say that it's foreign.
Isabel Joel, student from Ohio, among the masses waiting to see the marble masterpiece at the Accademia in Florence after a school principal in Tallahassee, Florida, was forced to resign over a 6th grade teacher who showed an image of the new statue to an art class. This is CBS News.
Streamline how you hire with Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract and
go wrong, I guess.
all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Yes, we do.
Andrea's Boutique Hotel is the destination to tie the knot. She needs an assistant to catch the bookings bouquets.
249 plus. Oh, and $3.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I don't need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC. It's worth up to $26,000 per employee. How easy it is, you know the spiel. So why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim. But Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use, so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies. And it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
Love him or hate him, Logan Roy attracts eyeballs.
Succession on HBO is seeing big success. HBO says the first installment of the final season hit a record first night audience this week of 2.3 million viewers, 62% higher than last season's premiere. But the numbers are expected to be even higher once delayed viewing and streams are taken into account. On since 2018, the two-time Emmy winner for Best Drama follows the business dynasty of the Roy family, along with a hefty side of power and civil rivalry. Matt Piper, CBS News.
The Army is scrambling to replace a star spokesman ahead of this weekend's NCAA Final Four games.
When you look into your future, do you see a life full of obstacles or possibilities?
Creed 3 and Ant-Man and the Wasp actor Jonathan Majors was arrested last Saturday after a woman in New York City claimed he tried to choke her. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
They told me that if you don't take it, folks, this is making LA. Not too long ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, few things are as important as health, like the first order of business. I have to be checked by a podiatrist. Without limitations, I told my doctor, I told the doctor, Brian King, Green Associate. I went to his clinic, I went behind Baptist East. The staff was supporting me. I was in and out in less than 30 minutes. And in that short span of time, observations, Dr. Terry shed light on two major issues that I had had right ankles all my life. I was amazed.
only was the checkup quick and easy, I felt comfortable and informed. He even recommended certain running shoes that better fit the structure of my feet. And your insurance even pays for annual visits to the podiatrist to better your health. No referral necessary for most insurance. Hey, walk, crawl, lift, roll, any way you can get there. Let's see Dr. Brian Kelly at Greenville Foot Care. Call for an appointment 334-265-7585 or check out greenvillefootcare.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin, though. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yeah, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HOT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HOT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HOT.
Finding great candidates can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in a haystack.
See why candidates who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Matt Parsley here with Budget Car and Truck Sale. Is your nose running, your eyes burning, and feeling like your head's going to explode? I've got your relief. It's my Budget Home.
I got your relief.
Relief is here. MyBudgetOnline.com. Now through the end of March, buy with just $149 down.
I see 130 rolling down the strip. Airborne Dally gonna take a little trip. Let me see.
You need to lower your payment by hundreds or more. I'm paying up to $2,000, $3,000, and even $4,000 overbook on the spot on some trades in 30 minutes with no online broken promises or scams. Been told no in the past? Don't fret it. Relief is finally here. Budget works with national lenders like Cap One and local credit unions. Budget's goal is to say yes, and that's yes to your credit headaches, putting them in the past. Budget's pollen busting sale ends soon. Don't miss it. For Montgomery, Prattville, and Columbus. BuyBudgetOnline.com. That's BuyBudgetOnline.com. BuyBudgetOnline.com.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show. Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden on News Radio 1440.
And here we go, said the bro. Here we go.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
A much cooler start this morning. The temperature's down in the 40s, but we warm up nicely into the upper 60s today. A mix of sun and clouds. It will be dry. Pretty nice day if you like the cooler weather today is for you. Another cool night tonight down in the low 40s under mostly clear skies. For Thursday, all sunshine, mid and upper 70s. And we're in the 80s on Friday, mostly cloudy but still dry. We'll have a chance of some scattered showers and storms on Friday night and first half of Saturday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being supported by the authorities. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Plant, Albany, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka or north out of Troy. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. The Front Porch Grill in Millbrook. That's where friends meet. Home cooked meals are served and no one is a stranger. Stop by the Front Porch Grill. Eastville Highway in Millbrook. Buckle up. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
Call the tire experts at Chico's Auto Pro and get the price match guaranteed and free extras like roadside assistance, local toy, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Pro.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams, WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Wednesday.
Following breaking news out of Huntsville this morning, where an officer was killed and another injured after responding to a shooting.
Police officer killed in Huntsville.
Authorities say Officer Garrett Crumby was killed and Officer Albert Morin was injured. It all happened yesterday. Suspect 25-year-old Juan Laws was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Law enforcement in central Alabama discussed their mass shooting response plans. Montgomery City County EMA holds the discussions once a year and they put a plan in action. 11 departments from Montgomery and neighboring counties were part of that meeting. The National Weather Service confirmed 5 tornadoes touched down in central Alabama Sunday night and Monday morning. The NWS says tornadoes touched down in Watauga, Clark, Elmore, Wilcox, and Macon County. I'm Chaz Williams for WSFA 12 News.
Are you looking to enhance the beauty of your home with new shades, blinds, shutters, or custom draperies? If so, Just Blinds wants you to experience the very best we have to offer by visiting our showroom in Prattville, where you'll always receive personal attention from our professional designers at no cost to you. Also, you'll be presented with a full range of window treatment options, and you'll experience firsthand the ease and comfort of motorized smart home options. Just Blinds is located at 1522 South Memorial Drive in Prattville.
No matter where you live, what you make, or who you voted for, there's some things that will impact all of us soon. Whether you're concerned about extreme weather, the alarming increase in man-made disasters, or worsening food shortages, Americans are preparing in numbers not seen since World War II. What's changed is how we prepare. And the folks at My Patriot Supply have made it easier than ever for you to have peace of mind, knowing you're ready for what's next. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and stock up on their popular 3-month emergency food kit. They include tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners with over 2,000 calories per day. Get at least one kit per person. For a limited time, save $200 plus get free shipping on your 3-month supply at MyPatriotSupply.com. Too many Americans are being let down by institutions we used to trust. It's time to rely on ourselves. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com now. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Kansas City Steak Company, another AmericanEagle.com success story. Started in 1932 as a family-owned butcher shop, today they're a leading distributor of superior all-American steaks delivered right to your door, great with grilled and your taste buds. Let's take you to their website, an average site wouldn't do. They chose AmericanEagle.com.
You know, you look so fine. You should have been a schoolgirl.
Improve your brand presence and message and produce a positive return. AmericanEagle.com got to work and executed usability studies and detailed audits of site experience, digital assets, and marketing. The results, an integrated digital marketing and customer experience plan, organic traffic increase of 20%, and a long-term roadmap for success. If you love great steaks, go to KansasCitySteaks.com for website design, development, and online solutions that bring efficiency and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. If you need a results-driven website, call the team at AmericanEagle.com at 877-WebNow1. That's 877-WebNow1.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. Once again, one more time, you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins. It's time for our daily bread. A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. This is News Radio 1440. It is March the 29th, 2023 AD. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, God Had Other Plans. Our scripture insight today comes from Exodus 2 and 10, and Exodus, 2, 1 through 10. And Exodus 2 and 10 says, Pharaoh's daughter named him Moses, saying, I drew him out of the water. Govern yourselves accordingly. Good morning to you. And again, it is March the 29th, 2023 AD. It is a day like all the others that has never been, and it is a day that will never ever come again. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you don't. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, March the 29th, try to make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done with this day. If you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy and compassion of God, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do? Well, whatever it is, if we can, while you can, until you can, reach back and help somebody else along the way. Bishop Elijah May says, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live your life, you should always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must. Rest only if you can. But you never quit. You never give up. My mother used to say that nothing beats a failure but a try. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. If nothing else, you're always moving forward. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up, because quitters never win. And while winners may fail in a thing or two, they keep going. Put one foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. And no matter what happens to you this day, remember this. It is still, like all the days of old, it is a great day to be alive. Good morning to you. God had other plans. That's our daily bread for today, March the 29th.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading titled, God Had Other Plans, was written by Tim Gustafson. Their precise ages are unknown. One was found on the steps of a church. The other knew only that she'd been raised by nuns. Born in Poland during World War II, for nearly 80 years, neither Helena nor Christina knew about each other. Then, DNA test results revealed them to be sisters and led to a joyful reunion. It also revealed their Jewish heritage, explaining why they'd been abandoned. Evil people had marked the girls for death, simply because of their identity. Imagining a frightened mother who leaves her threatened children where they might be rescued calls to mind the story of Moses. As a Hebrew baby boy, he was marked for genocide. His mother strategically placed him in the Nile, giving him a chance for survival. God had a plan she couldn't have dreamed of, to rescue his people through Moses. The story of Moses points us to the story of Jesus. As Pharaoh had sought the murder of Hebrew boys, Herod ordered the slaughter of all the baby boys in Bethlehem. Behind all such hatred, especially against children, is our enemy, the devil. Such violence doesn't take God by surprise. He had plans for Moses, and he has plans for you and me. And through his son, Jesus, he's revealed his biggest plan, to rescue and restore those who once were his enemies. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Exodus chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. Now, a man of the tribe of Levi married a Levite woman, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. When she saw that he was a fine child, she hid him for 3 months. But when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket for him and coated it with tar and pitch. Then she placed the child in it and put it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile. His sister stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. Then Pharaoh's daughter went down to the Nile to bathe, and her attendants were walking along the riverbank. She saw the basket among the reeds and sent her female slave to get it. She opened it and saw the baby. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. "This is one of the Hebrew babies," she said. Then his sister asked Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" "Yes, go," she answered. So the girl went and got the baby's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you." So the woman took the baby and nursed him. When the child grew older, she took him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. She named him Moses, saying, "I drew him out of the water." Let's pray. Heavenly Father, there is so much evil in the world, yet you are good. Thank you for your rescue. Help us to trust your perfect plan. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. I'm Stephen Tabor, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Time to rise and shine. One more day of PT, one more day, but we got to knock this up. Oh, yeah. I'm getting motivated. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knee. Come on, General Tia. You got nothing to eat but a can of beans. That's kind of officers I like. The bread was molded and the meat was bad. The bread was molded and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, needs a breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on. Driving Woo! On. Time to rise and shine, people. That's right, PT time, baby. Well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Come on now. All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on, driving on, driving on, all the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on, driving on, driving on. Here we go, all the way, gotta be rough and tough, airborne, airborne, all the way. All right, Sergeant Smith, handle this. It's time for PT, baby. Time to get it done. Let's do it. Heaven, all the way. There we go. Every day. Down my name on the dotted line. All I do is double time. Oh. Up the hill, down the hill. Up the hill, down the hill. Hey, boy. Aruba. E-130 rolling down the strip. Oh, yeah. Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip. Shuffle to the door. Oh, yeah. Jump right out and count to 4. Woo! And a man born open wide. I got a reserve by my side. I got a reserve by my side. Mounted fail me too. One shot. Look out below, cause I'm coming through. Cause I'm coming through. Hey, every day. Hey, all the way. If I die on the old drop zone, box me up and send me home. Pin my wings up on my chest. And tell my girl I did my best. Come on now. Woo! Hey, all the way. Hey, every day. Woo! Okay, one more day of PT. Okay, we got that knocked out. One more day of PT coming tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. Woo! Sometimes this PT make an old man want to sit down. But I ain't going to quit. I'm going to keep on hanging, banging. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine the great city of Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, then. Oh, also, pay homage to all of our fellow people up this early in the morning, which is, of course, Montgomery Police Department, Montgomery Sanitation Department, Montgomery Maintenance Department, Montgomery cab drivers, Montgomery Ambulance, Montgomery Fire Department, and the cooks. Hey, listen, cooks they need some rest too every once in a while, okay? I'm just saying. And of course, it goes without saying, all of our armed forces of these United States, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Don't know about Space Force quite yet, but I guess they're earning their money. Woo! And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base. After all, we got to pay homage. This is an Air Force town. So if anybody can see a 141 out there, please let me know. I just want to get a look at it one more time. I mean, there's got to be a C-141 someplace. Woo! And good morning, good morning. First of all, top of the before we get anything started this morning, our prayers and condolences go out to the families in Huntsville, Alabama, where they lost police officers this morning, as well as having another one seriously injured. I don't know the status of him right now. Sometime at 8 o'clock hour, I'm going to be talking to people from 1819 News, and maybe they'll be able to give me some more input on that in the 8 o'clock hour. But as of right now, I know for sure we've lost one officer up there, and another one's in critical condition. So our prayers and condolences to go out to their family, and may they catch the scoundrel that did such a thing. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine this morning. And you know what that means? That means lessons of life. And of course, we have the other part, which is the legal word of the day. Now, after this day, this is the last time we're going to do the legal word of the day. I'm just trying to help the brothers out down there if they have to be down there in jail for little crimes, such as smoke a little marijuana and things of that nature. I don't even know if it's against the law to smoke marijuana anymore. Right? It can't be against the law because I got people going down the highway smoking it. It smells so bad it comes through my air conditioner. So every day, is it not? Maybe is it just against the law to sell it? I don't know. I never smoked it yet, but if it's all legal now, I might have to try me a toke. 1 foot. Oh, you okay? Well, never mind. I don't really know. I better leave that alone. If I'm scared of beer and what it may do, I probably certainly should leave Mayor Joe alone, because that right there will put me in a place I've never, and I probably don't even have to smoke it. I probably just got to be near it. I tell you, sometimes these cars be going down the street and smelling like marijuana, and I'm thinking, whoa, I think I just got a contact. I'm just saying. Although I wouldn't know what a contact feel like either, because since I've never been contacted, how would I know? How would I know what I'm doing? So I wouldn't know. So I guess I'll have to figure out what a contact is. I heard people talk about it. Man, I got the munchies. I don't even smoke the stuff and I'm hungry. Then you look over there, there are like 5 guys smoking it. Okay, anyway, so they want to put that stuff in a pill version or something. So you can just pop a pill or something, Get a whatever it is, a prescription for it. That way you be on the right side when the man stops you, because sooner or later you're gonna get stopped. Even the police think that's stupid. Not stupid, I don't mean that stupid. Police are not stupid. When you're going down the road and they got that undercover car behind you and they're smelling that stuff, they know what you're doing. Come on, man. Okay, but the next time a car runs behind me, smelling up front of me, smell like marijuana, I'm gonna get out of my lane, get in his lane, and drive behind him and see if I can catch him. I just want to see what the contact thing feels like. Okay, we'll be back. I can't go too fast though. All right, so we'll be back. So don't wonder place, everybody. It's a great day to be alive. Yes, it is.
Thursday, all
Good
sunshine,
week of weather.
70s, and we're in the 80s.
I got high.
Friday, mostly cloudy.
I got high.
Dry. We'll have a
I
chance
got
for
high.
scattered showers and storms then Friday night and in the first half of Saturday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Got a couple of things going on. Of course, a reminder, Emerald Mountain Toll Bridge is still closed due to flooding on Dozier. So that's going to take a while for that. And there's no word on when that's going to open. Also, 331 southbound at Hyundai Boulevard. That's blocked due to a traffic accident that happened about quarter after. That's Highway 331 south at Hyundai Boulevard. Outside of that, we're looking good. Keep listening. Get ready for spring at Midtown Plaza. Shop Verizon. Then eat at Hunan Garden, American Deli, or Yummy Yaki. Midtown Plaza and street off of I-85, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic,
This is Major Delay.
Call the tire experts at Chico's Auto Pros, where you'll get the price match guarantee and free extras like roadside assistance, local towing, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Pros.
For the past several weeks, Valorant fans have been following the story of Hunter Sick Mims. The story began with relationship issues and ended up with him being arrested for trespassing at a Ferrari dealership. The bail for the Sentinels player was set for $5,000, which the team ended up paying after 11 days. The bail for the Sentinels player was set for $5,000, which the team ended up paying after 11 days. While Sick is now released, he's still banned within the Valorant League.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining MediShare right now. MediShare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season. With healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up, MediShare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes.
I got high.
Make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Ever wonder why your business doesn't show up on online search maps, but your competitors do? It's hundreds of things. Things that Cumulus Boost can identify and fix. And that's how we boost your findability. CumulusBoost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery. 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. Prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Trustworthy, consistent, reliable, the best at what they do. This is what customers are saying about Janny King, the king of clean. From office buildings to schools, healthcare facilities, and stadiums, our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us put our 35 years of experience to work for you. Go to JannyKingCleans.com now. That's JANIKING Cleans.com. The king of clean. Franchise opportunities also available at JannyKingCleans.com.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres.
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
All righty then. Yeah, that's what happens when you smoke that marijuana there. You just can't think of nothing but getting high. And then when you're not getting high, you think about how to get high better than we got high before, or something like that. Yeah, I gotta try that one time. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds everybody well. Yeah, I gotta try getting high at least once, just to see how it feels, when it works out. Gotta have a Budweiser, or I don't know, Coors or something. Coors. Is it Coors? Coors. I don't know which one it is, but I gotta try that one these days, just to see how it feels, just to see how it, just to see how things go, 'cause I mean, so many people getting high until there's got to be something good about it. I don't know, but there's got to be something to it. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. It is time for lessons of life as well as the word of the day. It's the legal word of the day. As soon as I can find it, okay, it is. It's right there someplace. I know it's okay. So where did it go? I got it here, someplace on the computer. I mean, it's here someplace. I mean, so where did it go? I don't know. Okay, well, we'll get it, I guess, wherever it happens to be. Okay, put that down there, put that down there. Okay. Okay. I mean, really? Okay. I mean, seriously? I can't find it. It's not there anymore. It has okay. Here we go. Right here. Okay. I got it somewhere on the computer. And see, the computer is it's not being very nice to me this morning. Okay, there you go. Okay, I found it. Okay, it's back. Okay. Oh, I'll tell you, some days are better than others, but every day is pretty good. So good morning, everybody. All right, it is time for lessons of life, and of course, the word of the day. We got that. Okay. So the legal word of the day is hearsay. Mm-hmm. What is a hearsay? Well, it's statements by a witness who did not see or hear the incident in question, but learned about it through secondhand information, such as another person's statement, a newspaper, or a document, or on talk radio. Hearsay is usually not admissible as evidence in court, but there are some exceptions to that rule. And I just hope that you don't find yourself at the bare end of that exception. So the legal word of the day is hearsay. So when you talk to your public defender, you might want to ask him, well, is the information you have hearsay? Because if it's hearsay, well, it's a good chance that maybe, probably not, but maybe you could have that used as exculpatory evidence that you didn't do it. Somebody just said you did it. Okay. And I'm just saying, I'm looking out for you. That's all I'm doing. So ask your lawyer, is that hearsay? Then he'll look at you crazy because he probably figured you didn't know what that means. But now you know what that means. 6:44 in the morning. And the lesson of life today, we all have trials in life. We all do. There is something with our name on it, someplace in the galaxy, looking for us. And when it finds us, well, you will know before I do. Like when it finds me, I'll know before you do. But let me tell you something. If you believe that you can go through life unscathed, if you believe that there's nothing that will ever affect you, it's going to be smooth sailing, like the Isley brothers said. I'm here to bust your bubble this morning. because every last one of us, if we live long enough, we will go through some things that will change us. And they will change us in a way that we can never, ever go back to the person we once were. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a truism. If it hasn't happened yet, it will. Trust me on that one. Okay. Again, everybody has gone through something that has changed them in a way they can never go back to being the person they once were. And if it hasn't happened yet, it will. That is the lesson of life today. It is March the 29th. It is the 88th day of this year, believe it or not. It was March the 19th, 1951. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were convicted in New York of conspiracy to commit espionage for the Soviet Union. They were executed in 1953. You think that's worth being executed? I mean, come on. I mean, we kill people for being traitors? Okay. 1638, Swedish colonists settled the present-day Delaware. In 1867, Britain's Parliament passed, Queen Victoria signed the British North America Act, creating the Dominion of Canada, which became into being the following July. Connects. 1912, British explorer Robert Falcon Scott, his doomed expedition stranded in the Antarctic. Why people go up there, I do not know. I guess that's why people climb mountains, because the mountain was there. I don't know. I mean, what are you going up there for? Why? It's cold to hell up there. What are you going there for? I still ain't figured that out yet. Unless you just want to know how you can freeze to death. I don't know. 1912, British explorer Robert Falcon Scott, his doomed expedition stranded in the Antarctic blizzard after falling into the first, failing to be the first to reach the South Pole, wrote his last words in this journal. For God's sakes, look after our people. 1943, the World War II rationing of meat, fats, and cheese began, limiting consumers to store purchases of average or about 2 pounds a week for beef, pork, lamb, and mutton. What the hell is mutton? That don't sound like something I want to eat. Using a coupon system, the Associated Press noted, for the customer viewpoint, the unrationed oasis of food will be the restaurant of public eating place. Okay, then, I got you. 1951, Rodgers and Hammerstein musical The King and I opened on Broadway. 1962, Jack Parrs hosted NBC's Tonight Show for the final time. Johnny Carson debuted as the host the following October. The year was 1971. Army Lieutenant William L. Calley Jr. was convicted of murdering 22 Vietnamese civilians in 1968 in the My Lai massacre. Calley ended up serving 3 years under house arrest. A jury in Los Angeles recommended the death penalty for Charles Manson and 3 female followers of the 1969 Tate LaBianca murders. The sentences were later commuted. The year was 1973. The last United States combat troops left. Okay, I know that's when it happened, because I was thinking about joining the Army then, and I was kind of waiting for things to cool off. Ending America's direct military involvement in the Vietnam War. 1974, 8 Ohio National Guardsmen were indicted on federal charges stemming from the shooting death of 4 students at Kent State University. The charges, of course, were later dismissed. In 1989, the Academy Awards, Rain Man, on this day, won Best Picture, Best Director for Barry Levinson, and Best Actor for Dustin Hoffman. Jodie Foster won Best Actress in The Accused, and this was the Oscar ceremony that featured the notorious opening number with Rob Lowe and Snow White. In 2005, attorney Johnny L. Cochran died in Los Angeles at the age of 67. Former U.S. Senator Howell Heflin from Alabama died in Sheffield, Alabama at the age of 83. In 2017, Britain filed for divorce from the European Union as Prime Minister Theresa May sent a 6-page letter to the EU Council President Donald Tusk Two former aides of New Jersey Governor Chris Christie were sentenced to prison for creating a colossal traffic jam at the George Washington Bridge for political revenge, a scandal that sank Christie's White House hopes. And it was 14 years ago. General Motors CEO Rick Wagner resigned under White House pressure. A gunman killed 7 residents of the Health Rehabilitation Center in Carthage, North Carolina, along with a nurse. Robert Kenneth Stewart was convicted of second-degree murder and other charges and sentenced to 140 years in prison. Needless to say, he's still there. A stampede at the World Cup qualifying soccer match in Ivory Coast killed another 22 people. Well, no matter what kind of human beings we are, we figure out a way to kill people. 9 years ago, 2 Spanish journalists, Xavier Espansola and Ricardo Garcia Villanova, were freed after being held captive for 6 months by Syria in a rogue Al-Qaeda group. Masi Asada of Japan topped the free skate to capture her 3rd world figure skating title. I don't know much about skating. We're going to leave that alone. 5 years ago, Russia announced the expulsion of 150 diplomats, including 60 Americans, said it was closing a U.S. consulate in retaliation for Western expulsions of Russian diplomats over the poisoning of an ex-spy and his daughter in Britain. Okay, then. Anything else? The 2018 baseball season, of course, began with a home run from Ian Happ of the Chicago Cubs of the season's first pitch. And I ought to make the news someplace. Anything else? New York Yankee Rusty Straub, whose fiery orange hair and gregarious personality had charmed baseball fans in the United States and Canada during an all-star career that spanned 23 years. He died in Florida at the age of 73. And those are just some of the things that have happened. Coming up around 8 o'clock, 8:15 this morning, we are going to talk to Jeff Poor of the 1819 News. You know, it really is a great news gathering organization. And we're going to talk to him about, about some things. But here's something I wanted to bring up. Oh, wait. Oh, I got something better than that. I got something. If you think California, was crazy to begin. If you think most folks in California were crazy, well, you ain't seen nothing yet until I let you hear this. California is in the process of trying to get young people to come to California, no matter how young they are, if they want to change their gender. You're right. They said if you can get here, if you can get there, they are willing to do whatever it is they need to do to help you change your gender. Now, which is a lie from hell. You cannot change your gender. Okay, but however, California is trying to convince people to come there, no matter how young you are, and they say they will protect you from your parents and all those kinds of people. Now, as soon as I find that audio, I'll share it with you, because you might be thinking I'm making this up. Okay, I'm not making this up. This is stuff that they doing in California. I hope I can find before I. Okay, let me see. I hope I can find this before I. Okay. Well, let's see if I can find it. But if I can't find it, I'll find it next hour. Because it is wacko crazy out there. And I'll tell you something else. Since I'm in the market of talking at the moment. Well, okay, if somebody's calling, I want to stop me. So, good morning. Who's this? Morning.
California paid to have billboards put up all over the country saying, "Come to California, we will kill your baby for you."
Yeah. I just, I don't get it. Yeah.
We're gonna murder your baby in its womb because we're California and we're
And now they're advertising, no matter how young you are, if you can get to California, they will allow you to change the lie from the pits of hell. They will assist you in changing your gender. What kind of fools do we have running our states? Whew. Man, I tell you. And that goes along with there was a survey done the other day, and I meant to mention it the other day, that says most people according to the survey, most people in America are getting away from the fundamental things that we believed in as Americans since its inception, like faith, hard work, a belief in God. We are getting away from it, and that, my friends, is the beginning, I think, to the end of what we've known for years as the United States of America. So, yeah, don't know. Hey, appreciate it. Don't know what we're gonna do about it, but we got to do something about it. Good morning. Yes. Well, Ed, wait a minute, Ed, wait, Ed, no, wait, Ed. If you're sick of hearing it, why do you tune in to get it? I mean, it ain't gonna change. Yeah, but I don't need you to keep talking to me about the same thing all the time. I say what I say, you say what you say, and that's just the way it's gonna be. Okay, you ain't got a minute, but you got 30 seconds. I give you that much. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Ed, I've had enough. See ya. I gotta go. We'll be back after these commercial messages. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go get out of here. We'll be back.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Wednesday. Following breaking news out of Huntsville this morning, where an officer was killed and another injured after responding to a shooting ending mystic dispute. Authorities say Officer Garrett Crombie and Officer Albert Morin was injured. This all happened yesterday. Suspect, 25-year-old Juan Laws, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Law enforcement in central Alabama discussed their mass shooting response plans. Montgomery City County EMA holds the discussions once a year, and they put a plan into action. 11 departments from Montgomery and neighboring counties were a part of that meeting. The National Weather Service confirmed 5 tornadoes touched down in central Alabama Sunday night into Monday morning. The NWS says tornadoes touched down in Autauga, Clark, Elmore, Wilcox, and Macon County. I'm Jasmine Williams with your WSFA 12 News Morning Headlines.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama. A Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Police say the suspect in this week's mass shooting in Nashville bought 7 guns legally despite treatment for for what officials call an emotional disorder. And we're learning more about the 6 victims. Correspondent David Begnaud is near the Covenant Christian School.
Throughout the community, there is unimaginable grief, even from Tennessee's Republican Governor Bill Lee, who has opposed stronger gun laws in the past.
We will act to prevent this from happening again.
He did not provide specifics, but did reveal that one of the victims, substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, was a best friend to his wife.
Cindy was supposed to come over to have dinner with Maria last night.
California's Reparations Task Force says it'll review numbers today from economists who estimate payouts to Black residents for harm caused by policing and housing discrimination could reach more than $800 million. That's more than 2.5 times the state's annual budget. The panel has until July 1st to make recommendations on atoning for perpetuating the damage done by slavery. One of the oldest newspapers in the UK has apologized for its founder's role in transatlantic slavery. CBS's Vicky Barker from London.
When the Guardian newspaper investigated its own origins in the early 1800s, it found 9 of its 11 financial backers owned slave plantations in the U.S. and Brazil. $12 million will be spent helping descendants of the enslaved and campaigning against slavery's enduring legacy, racism.
Police near LA say a suspect stole a police cruiser in Lancaster, then led them on a high-speed chase on the I-5. Before that suspect hit a spike strip and one of the tires went flat.
The driver of the patrol vehicle jumped from the vehicle and suffered major injuries.
Suspect later died. A new storm system's moving in on the West Coast. CBS meteorologist David Parkinson.
California's 13th atmospheric river is a weak one, thank goodness. The state does not need more rain at this point, but we are going to be seeing precipitation in Southern California, in the LA area, and some snow.
Sierra Nevada could get up to 3 feet. Now that officials in Philadelphia have given the all clear to safely drink tap water after a non-toxic chemical leak, they're explaining all of the confusion. CBS's Matt Piper.
Mayor of Philadelphia Jim Kenney says there's a reason they initially told people over the weekend to buy bottled water following a chemical leak into the Delaware River.
City officials exercised caution when more information was needed, and we couldn't rule out the risk of contamination. Now we can all confidently say the threat has passed.
They say days of testing finds that no contaminants were ever found in water.
Dow futures up to 20. It's CBS News.
And maximum success. Their powerful hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Yes, we do have availability dates. We're having a guest.
Andrea's Boutique Hotel is the destination to tie the knot.
Oh, you want the whole property?
She needs an assistant to catch the bookings bouquets.
249 guests, huh? Oh, and 3 dogs.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC. How it's worth up to $26,000 per employee, how easy it is, you know the spiel. So why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim, but Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use, so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies. And it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
50 years ago today, the Vietnam War ended. CBS's Christopher Cruz.
Arnold Skip Isaacs was a 32-year-old reporter for the Baltimore Sun. He says after all the efforts the U.S. had made in South Vietnam, the tens of thousands of Americans dead and many more injured, the billions of dollars expended, it ended with a quiet departure.
We left in this profoundly anticlimactic ceremony. It was such a the lowest possible key for a fairly momentous day.
None of the provisions for a ceasefire and political negotiations between the Vietnamese that were part of the Paris Peace Accords signed 2 months earlier ever came to pass. And 2 years later, South Vietnam fell to the communist North.
Adidas says it's dropping its opposition to the Black Lives Matter movement's bid to trademark its logo, which is similar to the sportswear company's branding. The BLM campaign features 3 parallel yellow lines. Adidas has black and white stripes. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage nasal care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. The Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, and germs. And that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like care. Well, my doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use it anyway. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. They're nice when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I flush it out, and the results are immediate. Such relief. It's become a lifesaver. Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, right? And online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
What I got?
Don't wait on it.
Gotcha. Okay then.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Closed due to flooding on Dozier Road and an accident reported earlier, 331 southbound at Hyundai Boulevard. The civil case transfers from life and death situation takes evidence there for both on the ground and in the air. Pete Samuel, ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up, it's the law. Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is major delay.
Call the tire experts at Chico's Auto Group, where you'll get price match guarantee and free extras like roadside assistance, local towing, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Group.
The news you need, the news you can trust, the news you depend on. News Radio 1440. More at newsradio1440.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-656-1970. That's 1-800-656-1970. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-656-1970. That's 1-800-656-1970. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Hey, this is Randy and Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center.
Hey, Randy, tell me about those hot chicks I've been hearing about.
Now, Tammy, I don't know any since we got married.
No, Randy, the baby chick.
Oh, yeah, we're getting Rhode Island Reds, Americanas, Bell Orpingtons, and about 6 other different varieties.
Plus ducks, turkeys, geese, and guineas.
Hey, and raising chickens is a great family project.
And you get to look forward to fresh eggs.
Visit Prattville Farm Center at 1154 South Memorial Drive and pick up your hot chicks today.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining MediShare right now. MediShare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. MediShare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now would be perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE. I just couldn't sleep because of debt, and it felt like my entire life was falling apart. Debt was destroying my life.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt and feel overwhelmed, we're ready to help. We're Credit Associates, and we've helped tens of thousands of people, good, hard-working, freedom-loving folks who need assistance getting out from under crushing debt. Credit Associates Debt Relief Program can allow you to reduce your total credit card debt by up to half and become debt-free in a fraction of the time.
Credit Associates was so incredible and very respectful. They really understood. I wish I had called them sooner.
Stop losing sleep because of debt. Call 800-833-7563. That's 800-833-7563. Or text MUSE to 62500. Find out how we can help cut your debt in half by calling 800-833-7563 or text MUSE to 62500.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact.
It's the Dan Bongino Show. Weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And we are back. Okay, good morning, everybody. You know, I've been thinking. Now, I've been in an argument with one of the people who work at the radio station, you know, right now, and so we disagree on a couple of things. But now, I have always said this, and if you check the records, you know I'm consistent in saying this. You cannot change nature. What you can do would interfere with it, but you cannot change it. And every time we've tried to change it, it has come back and bit us in the butt. Okay, but this is the story that I was telling you about California. Okay, they are trying to make California a refuge for for transgender youth. And then, you take a listen to this, and you can, you can get some of this yourself. Okay, let's go. Okay, then. Oh, here we go. Okay. No, let's get that. Here we go. Now, this is from California. They help too. Hmm. Mm. Anyway, okay, but you got the gist here. You got the gist here. You got the gist. Okay. Again, now my buddy up the hall up there just getting on my live and let live. Well, okay, and I'm with you. I'm with you. But just think about a lot of the, and I'm not saying this is the cause of whatever. You know, I'm not saying that the causation of some of the things in our society today, where killings and just unprovoked, because there aren't. I would dare to say that most people who do the shooting in Montgomery not transgender. They may want to be, but they're not regular folks. But you cannot change that. There is a price to pay for messing with Mother Nature. There is a price to pay, and I'm telling you, according to some of the studies I have seen, most of these kids who go under this gender affirming medication come out with mental illnesses. Okay. Now, what you don't see, here's what you don't see, all the cases where kids are sad that they did this. Okay. They're just, they're just, they're just crazy. They want to go back to what they were. Unfortunately, once you cut off your package, well, you can't put another one back on. So you cannot mess with nature. You can screw with it, but it will win every time. Okay, now that's just my thought on that particular issue there. Also, don't forget we had a sheriff deputy killed up in a policeman up in Huntsville, and another one was well, I think actually one of them died already, and another one is in serious injury. So our prayers go out to our colleagues up there in Huntsville, Alabama. I love that city too. As a matter of fact, when you get to Huntsville, it's like you don't even live in Alabama. It's just such a progressive, not the weird progressive place to live, but aggressive, that a city that's on the move technology wise and things of that nature. Some of that AI is going to be messing with you. Anyway, let's see who's on the phone. Good morning. Who's this? I got you. Okay. Okay. Now you probably never had one. Anyway, it's time to rise and shine and get up this morning. I'm just saying. I just think you cannot screw around with Mother Nature to. I mean, Mother Nature is going to win. They're going to win that. Okay. I mean, it just it's going to win. I mean, everything you see in the paper these days. Uh, 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 it has got something to do with this. Like you can actually change your gender. I mean, I mean, we're spending extra money even in our prisons because people who go to prison think that they ought to be giving gender affirming. Listen, the boys in there would treat you like a girl if you want them to anyway. I'm just saying, you don't have to worry about the medication. They're gonna come at you anyway. So I'm just saying, there's some things you ask for that you ought not ask for. Okay. Now, here's a story about hundreds of young trans people seeking help to return to their original sex, which they still are their original sex from a DNA standpoint, from a creative standpoint. But here's another story that you're not going to hear about. Okay. Mm. Well, anyway, so now you got, and there's story after story after story about all these people who say they made a mistake. But, there are some mistakes that you cannot return from. Anyway, that's just my thing on the transgender things. I just, this medication, you tried to mess with nature, and nature's going to mess with you. I'm just telling you, you can't be what the good Lord did not intend for you to be. Now we can look in the mirror, we can whistle past the graveyard and act like nothing's happening. Okay, we're just gonna walk past there. I ain't gonna look over there. Those ain't graves over there. Yeah, those are graves over there. I'm just saying. Anyway, 86042. I'm done with that segment of the show. I can't, for the life of me, I just cannot understand why we as a society won't say there are some things are to be, and then there are some things that are not supposed to be messed with. Okay, I mean, everywhere I go on TV, on commercials now, everything is about transgender. It's the biggest lie from the pit of hell. You cannot change what you are. You can mess with who you are, but you cannot. That's a DNA level decision and a chromosome level decision that's made before you're even made. I'm just saying, you cannot change it unless you can do like, remember that old movie where they back in the old days in the early 70s, late 60s, whenever it was, where these people became so small that they were able to take a submarine through the bloodstream. Yeah, they could just, yeah. Now if you can figure out how to get down in the bloodstream and into the DNA and all that stuff, then you may have you may be able to, I think it's called the land of the giants or something like that. And then you'll be able to go through there and change this, but then you got to know which one to change. I don't know. I'm done with that. I am tired of having my intelligence just absolutely insulted by people. Okay. Now, I will admit to you, though, now, okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to say may be controversial, but it is what it is. We do have a problem with violence in America. We do. We do. But now I don't think black folks have too much of a violence with people trying to change their sex. There's a couple here and there, but we're pretty pleased with what we got. Matter of fact, we too pleased with it. But anyway, I'm just saying. So now I don't mean no harm, but it ain't a whole lot of black folks trying to replace what God gave them. And then in return, doing these crazy things by shooting up schools. Every once in a while, a black person does it, but then we find out, yeah, even they got some issues. So I don't know. So we might want to hold off on the gender changing process. Here's what we need to do. We need an island someplace. We call it Ginger Change Island, and let all those folks who want to change their gender live on that island. Okay, not with the rest of us, but live on that island. We're not confused at who we are. We're not. I'm a guy. Love being a guy. We're not confused. So now I'll be willing to go for that. Okay, let's give them their own island and call it Ginger Change Island, and let's see how that works out for all of them. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going on something else in a minute. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning, LT. True. It's still true. Yeah, and it's still true. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I think that is a truism. And listen, as long as I just don't get why you want to try to convince us of what we know not to be true. I mean, it just, I thought California was supposed to be the lightest and the brightest and the smartest and the most wisdom. I mean, they haven't figured this out yet. Mm, mm. Oh, didn't it though? Wow, yeah, yeah, San Diego. Man. Or the stuff they left behind. Yeah, I mean, I just yeah, yeah, everybody be there. Yeah, let them all go there. Hey, appreciate it, LT. Appreciate it. Also, something came up when there was a bill that was pre-filed, and I'll see if I can talk to Mr. Poor about this. Uh, Alabama Democrats want to ban employers from forcing workers to get microchip. Now, I don't really agree with Democrats on most things, but I certainly agree with them on this. Now, I don't know any Republicans that are for this, but evidently some are, and I don't know what kind of Republican that is. Who says they believe in the founding fathers and freedom from government and all that stuff? But we are willing. We want to put do we really want to make businesses have the ability to make you put something underneath your skin? Anyway, bill would prohibit state agencies, private businesses, insurance provider, bail bondsmen from requiring microchips. Now, I'm all for putting a little thing on your leg. You know, if I messed up, okay, you need to know where I am all the time. You put the little thingamajig on my leg. I forgot what they call that thing, I guess, but whatever. Put that on my leg. Don't put it in my leg. Put it on my leg. Okay, I'm all for that one. I mean, hey, listen. Whether we was in the wrong place at the right time, whether we didn't know what we got into, we were there. For some reason, we got caught up and we were involved in something we didn't have anything being involved with. I'm with you. I still don't think a guy deserves 30 years in prison for being someplace we had no business being. And at 15 years old, no legislator will ever convince me at 15 years old, yeah, there needs to be punishment. I'm certain there need to be consequence. But no 15-year-old who didn't kill anybody directly should be in jail for 30 years. There's just none. And shame on the legislature for letting this happen. 15, you can't buy a beer. You cannot buy alcohol. You cannot drive a car without some grown person in there with you. So you say, so you can't do all of these things. But so when it comes to crime, we're not going to give you any grace because you were involved in a crime, especially when the police shoot the guy. And I'm not blaming the police either. Listen, it was a young man's fault for carrying a gun, but I don't blame the other guy. At 15 years old, we are impressed by lots of things. We are followers. We're the best followers in the world at 15 years old. Okay, and even when you got good parents, good dad, good mom, sometimes you still get yourself in a quandary. Sometimes, so I still think that Lakeith Smith thing. I just think that's crazy. So you're gonna take the sentence from 65 years down to 30 years. Okay, at 15 years, he's already been in jail 12. I think after 12 years in prison, I think that young man has learned his lesson. I mean, seriously, I think he's learned his lesson. I mean, my Lord. I mean, I don't know how a councilman or anybody with children could do that. Now, if you murder somebody, I guess you need some extremely tough love for what you did. But outside of that, I cannot see putting a young man at 15 years in prison for 30 years because the police shot somebody and he happened to be there while the shooting was going on. There's just that goes beyond rhyme and reason. If anybody has any kids, yeah, my child is the only 15-year-old I know. When he was 15, he just didn't do much. Z he's a manable kid. And he just because he probably not knocked him out, but still, to me, I got a problem with that. I always will have a problem with that. 15 years old is just a crazy year. It's a crazy time in a juvenile's life. It was in my life. I'm pretty sure it's in everybody else's life. But 30 years in prison because he happened to be on the scene when the police shot somebody. I don't know. There's something wrong with that law, Mr. Legislator downtown. Let's take another call. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Right. Right. That's what the survey says. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. No, of course. Yeah. Nobody paid me not to talk though. I don't get that much money. I haven't seen the video. No. Yeah. I got that many friends, but I'll let you talk about it. Okay. All right. Yeah. You can talk about them. 7:35, and then I'm going to take one more call, and then we move on. Good morning. Morning. Yes. Michael Myers. Well, I mean, we got some real characters who did that. Yeah, but that's a movie though. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. She was under right. She was under medical care under a psychiatrist. I don't know. Well, we take a guy. Wait a minute. We take an old guy and put him in head of one of those medical departments in Washington D.C. That's obviously a man, but he calls himself a woman. The other day, the woman of the year going on somebody's magazine was a man. You know, I, yeah. Well, I mean, he made him and he made him and her. You know. And again, yeah, and again, like I said, you cannot change nature. You can mess with it, but it's going to mess with you back. So, yeah, yeah. I think they know the difference. I think they know the difference. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, again, you can mess with nature. It'll mess with you back. I'm just telling you. Listen, and I'm not an Einstein, not that bright, but you cannot mess with nature without a consequence. And I think we are seeing some of the consequences of our meddling with stuff we'll leave alone. We'll be right
Montgomery Friday, on the short term, got hard to hear the budget card book sale. Is your nose running, your eyes burning, and feeling like your head's going to explode? I've got your relief. It's my budget pollen buster sale. Relief is here. Buy budget online. March. Wow. 140 down. And if by hundreds or more, I made up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, minutes. There's no online. Don't. And but told us to say yes, and it's what credit budget pollen buster.
We are timeless baby free from touching sugar. None of your root style with touching breaking methods. Just ones also offers the best in recognized good brown and white and bright and rich shades. AM Just One is here to help you out with that selection. No touching is not one option. AM fans that you professional design. You just don't even have them. Go online at GoJustBlinds.com.
Trust me, effective reliable, effective what we do. This is what customers are saying about you. They keep you from office buildings to school, healthcare facilities, and stadiums. Our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us put our 35 years of experience in for you. Go to JaniKingCleans.com now. That's JANIKINT Cleans.com. Is also available at JaniKingCleans.com.
Depend on it.
Does anybody want to be biochipped? Does anybody want? If your job told you that you can work here, but in order to work here, you have to allow us to put a chip underneath your skin. Yeah. Hey, see me at McDonald's. That's what we're working. Yeah. I mean, hard as it is to get people to work. Seriously, you want to? I mean, I can't believe Republicans even will allow this thing to come up. I mean, come on. I mean, the Democrats actually fighting against. The Democrats kind of crazy sometimes too, because they'll fight. I want them on this fight. Yeah, no, hell no. And whether you're a state agency or a district, would you take a job where they required you to be whatever that thing is they put underneath your skin, right there, right between your thumb and your finger, right there, right there, the meaty part of your skin. Would you do that? I wouldn't do that. I would never let somebody do that to me. But evidently, there was a bill that was that the Democrats are did. Now here's a story. Again, here's a story that happened in our local area of Prattville that I don't know how this got around me, but I was reading 1819 News the other day, and evidently this story came up. It happened in Prattville. I mean, now if you said Lee, I kind of believed it. If you said J.D. Lanier, I said, okay, maybe that kind of thing happened. But not in Prattville. Come on, man. This, come on. This is, I mean, how in the hell could this? I mean, okay, I know. What am I talking about, right? Okay, if you haven't heard, a Prattville High School student, I will say allegedly, even though they do have it on film, began performing, shall we say, a certain kind of act on himself in the middle of English class and was allowed to continue for nearly 10 minutes before staff intervened. In other words, we call this spanking the monkey. Okay, so in the classroom, this young man gonna pull out his weapon and start spanking the monkey. Wait a minute. I mean, you can't make this up. This happened right up the road in Prattville. One student who witnessed the event spoke to 1819 News, and their parents both requested anonymity. According to the witness, the male student was observed by several classmates with his hands down his pants while watching unknown content on his Google Chromebook. I mean, come on, man. Anyway, so the guys are going to sit there and the guys are going to sit right up there. This is not in California. This is in Alabama. This is not in some far off city. This is right up the road, about 10-minute drive from here to practice. So anyway, so the guy sat there. Do we still believe that technology is a great thing to have in school? Yeah, it is. But again, like anything else, though, it needs supervision. Now, after he was allowed to sit there and to pleasure himself for about 10 minutes while the teacher texts for assistance. The assistant principal removed the student from the classroom. This was when the teacher allegedly left the classroom while school administrators observed the classroom. School leadership, which is always begin there, reportedly did not remove any students from the classroom while the man, the young brother, was sitting there ingratiating himself. And this is in Prattville. It's right up the road. So if it happens up there, it's going to happen somewhere down here too. Right? Several parents who had children in the classroom spoke to 1819 News about the incident and posted it on social media. None of the parents, whoever spoke to 1819 News, were notified about the incident by the school and learned about the incident from the children's second hand. None have received information on the student's punishment. Okay, then. Right there. So the school does not even have the responsibility to let the parents know that a young man was in there taking care of himself. And him and his Chromebook. I guess. Woo! God bless America. Okay. I can't believe the things that are going on in school. Okay. Good morning, listeners. Yes, Steve. Yeah. 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 3 years later. I've heard about the call, but who are the three people? Mm. Okay, yeah, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, well, not supposed to be, but money talk, the rest walk. I mean, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. I didn't see it, so I better not. I bet. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, not everybody. Wait a minute. Everybody in prison don't belong there. And he let a lot of people. He let. That don't make. Wait a minute. That don't mean you did it. That means that your lawyer sucked. It don't mean you did it. No, it don't mean you did it. Look at all the. Wait a minute. Look at all the people that EJI gets out of prison. It don't mean. It don't mean that you did it. It means you couldn't prove that you didn't do it. Yeah, but I'm just saying everybody in prison don't belong there, and everybody out here don't belong out here either. So let's just take with a grain of salt. Hoorah! I appreciate it. 7:54 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? Pretty good. Well, but I'm gonna have the guy who wrote the story will be on with me in around 8:15. So listen, it is what it is. What I can't figure out that they told me they could only. Uh-huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wait a minute. We didn't tell you to wait a minute. We didn't. I didn't say bye. I didn't say the race of the child or anything like that because I don't really know and I don't care. Good morning. Who's this? Morning. Yes, yes, yes. Mhm. Mhm. Because the males were doing wrong things. Uh, hey, listen, we know these things go on. We just don't celebrate them and promote them, like that's something natural. It's not. But they found something that they didn't like, they corrected it. But that's different than allowing people to make them with a mental disease, because you got to have a mental disease if you want to be a girl and you're a guy, or a guy and a girl. Well, we're talking about more than that one in Tennessee, but there's a bunch of them. Yeah, right, right. We don't even know if it had anything to do with the church. You know, her manifesto thing, they won't let it go. They won't let anybody read it. She's 28 years old now. My Lord, how long you hold it in? Yes, she did, I guess, because they said she bought guns that they didn't know nothing about. 28. Yeah. Mm. Well, it hasn't been said that it had anything to do with the church because she went there. Uh, yeah. Well, again, if she was mad at her parents, why did you wait till her parents came and she was there rather than know things and children? Yeah. I think we got some we got some mental. Hey, listen, my time's up. We got to go. Obviously, we got some kids with some mental issues, and we're not teaching our kids to be tough enough anymore.
News Radio 1440.
Jennifer Rodriguez. We're learning new details about some of the 6 people shot and killed at a Christian elementary school in Tennessee. A first response has a top story from the
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee revealing the three promoting school shootings is especially personal for beautiful community. Maria woke up this morning with one of her restaurants. She was supposed to come over to have dinner with Maria last night after she told Lily as a substitute teacher yesterday.
Also, close friends and fellow colleagues with the leader victim, private leader Captain Cruz, and all of the people who see today to pray. The families of victims, for the Covenant family, for those courageous officers, for the family of the shooter.
Officials from that shooter who was killed by police bought 7 guns legally. A new development from Russia amid the war in Ukraine. Your president is County McCormick. A senior Russian diplomat says that Moscow won't inform the U.S. about its missile tests. The announcement came as Russia deployed mobile launchers in Siberia, conducting drills in the Strait of Hormuz. It also comes after Moscow's suspended participation in the new START nuclear agreement. The Kremlin said at the time, Moscow would keep monitoring the U.S. about planned test launches of its ballistic missiles, but that may have now changed. Lawmakers here in the U.S. and American Credit Suisse are continuing to allow Americans to finance 9 years after the government did the Kinsey violation. The 2-year Senate investigation found they had allowed more than $700 million in tax evasion. Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz expected to be roasted in the Capitol Hill in December. CBS issued out calls has told defender companies move considering the focus on allegations of union busting at the coffee chain, nearly 300 Starbucks stores have voted to unionize in late 2021. The British rivals have arrived in Berlin. King Charles, a Queen conflict war, received a 21-gun salute as they paused at the top of their airplane stairs. There will be military leaders at the Brandenburg Gate. It would have been hearts and minds abroad. His mom did for 7 decades. A familiar voice warns of potential danger now in Ukraine.
Attention. Everyone. Proceed to the nearest shelter.
Mark Hamill, Star Wars Luke Skywalker behind a new warning on a popular Ukrainian air raid alert app. Dow futures ahead 224. CBS News.
Streamline how you hire with Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Have you Googled yourself lately? A negative post from an ex-employee or a former client? You can now take a news article or sensitive personal information about your family. Search engines don't always get it right. But right or wrong, it's your reputation online. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top. You put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of the Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Scotland's new leader makes history. The land of fat-fixed kids and karate guns has a new leader.
Duly elected as the Scottish National Party.
Leader of its biggest party, Yusuf, is now Scotland's first minister. At 37, it's the youngest ever. And he's the first Muslim to lead a major UK political party. And Alice Aisha has a weekend.
Big moment for Scotland, and I think it's a big moment for diversity across the UK.
The UK is increasingly diverse. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is a Hindu. His Interior Minister, Suella Braverman, a Christian of Indian origin. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
A cell-based meat company in Australia has lifted the lid on a woolly mammoth meatball. An extinct 10 years ago. Now, milk's
What we wanted to do is create something that was essentially more starting from the someone that was
CBS News.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer.
I need to stay out of the sports studio. Okay, I need to get back down here where my business is. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. I am expecting a call in a few minutes, so I'll take these couple of calls before I get to my guest coming on in a little bit. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, I'm doing fine. Well, I mean, they wasn't so young, but I think they're 30s in their 30s. What was that? Yeah, I know who it was. I mean, what can I say about it? It's a shame. I mean, what can I do? It doesn't really make a difference. Whether black or white. Well, not to me. I mean, it's the same. Well, I mean, but well, I would agree with someone hypocritical. We are. But, hey, what can I tell you? Anyway, appreciate your call. Appreciate you giving us that information. Good morning. I know, but what's it? I know, but it's still a bad crime no matter who does it. No, wait. I think it's hold on a second. I think an outrageous crime if a child is sitting home in her bed and she gets shot by a bullet by somebody running down the street shooting houses. What's so great about that? Yeah. Well, we hypocrites too. Yeah. Well, I won't be doing it. Yeah, I won't be doing it. Yeah, I won't be doing it. Well, I'm surprised. Right. I'm surprised that the people who are talking about it is Democrats. That's surprising. The Republicans are talking about this. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, yeah. I got you. Okay. I got you. I got you. I'm that dog ain't gonna hunt with me. Come on, who's this? Yep. Yes. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, that's where I'm seeing it. That's where I'm seeing it. Yeah. You don't have her case. You don't have her case at all. Yeah, that's right. I simply agree with that observation. Hey, appreciate your call. Got to take a break. We'll come back. Hopefully, when we come back, I have our Robert. Hello. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hey. Let me. I'm in the commercial break. I come right to you. Hold on. Okay, we are back. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank for you in the background. Mm, this is good news of that in the day. It is 8:19 in the morning, all the way from well, you may be in a secret headquarters somewhere up in Huntsville, someplace. I'm not exactly sure where 1819 News headquarters is. I know it's not in Montgomery, which is where it ought to be. That's okay. We got Mr. Poor on the phone with us. Good morning, sir. Yeah, where's your headquarters at? Up in Huntsville? Okay. Well, technology is a wonderful thing when it comes to that thing. Anyway, I reached out to you because I've heard you on the shows, and you guys do an outstanding job. I mean, you always do all my shows for me. I appreciate that. But there were a couple of things that you put in the newspaper the other day. Let's go over what you find here in the web. It's 1819 News. That's 1819 News .com. The.com, which is a great, you guys do an outstanding job. I don't know why y'all never had you on here before, because I'm the mayor of the area of Montgomery, but I know we'll rectify that. You did a story, you did a couple stories. One about the Prattville situation with a young man who decided to relieve himself in front of everybody in God in the classroom. No, nobody believes that actually happened. Did that happen? Yeah. Yeah, and I think they said the most. Now I don't know. Now, did this kid have an IEP? Because if he has an IEP, then the number of days they can suspend him for all year long is 10 days. Do you know if he had an IEP? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. He probably had an IEP, which gives you permission to do almost any doggone thing you want to do in public school today, with the excuse, well, he's got a problem. Well, hell, who doesn't? But we all got. Yeah, we all got. You also wrote State Senator Sessions is putting forth a bill which I absolutely believe in. Discipline seems to be the biggest issue in public school. It is the biggest issue. I see it firsthand. I got son that goes to public school. And it seems that nobody, for political considerations, wants to really discipline kids. As a matter of fact, like I told you a few minutes ago, they can only get rid of you for 10 days, especially if you got a qualified issue, which I don't know. I think the latter keeps getting higher and higher when it pertains to what can't they get away with in public school and claim it on a problem. But he wants to take that authority away from the school system, and I'm with him. What say you? Mhm. Yeah. Have you had any conversation with a young man who I really like? He's a Democrat, but I like him so far. I guess he's the House Minority Leader. What is his name? A young black guy. Anthony? Yeah. From afar, he's, yeah. Right. Well, exactly. Of course, he is a businessman. Yeah, him and they're both small business people. But $500 million, the state is not going to give away. It will be a mesh in someplace else. I mean, $500 million, even for the state of Alabama, is still a lot of money. So we're not. I mean, and we do like you said, we do get rid of it. All we are going to do is put it on something else. I mean, do you think the state of Alabama is going to give up $500 million? Okay. I don't know if you wrote the article. I think Daniel Taylor, I think, wrote an article in the city of Gaston funding $100,000 annually for a DEI director. I mean, come on. Right, right. Well. Let me ask you also. I'm not going to keep you too long, but Brent, a couple of weeks ago, whenever it was, it looks like down in Mexico, they took over a company, Vulcan, I believe that's what it is. I personally didn't care if they took it or not. We ought to get tired of putting our businesses in other countries and bringing the merchandise back to America at the same price as if they made it here. What say you? I'm sick of this. You're leaving town to go someplace else, give somebody else a job, and then turn around and charge us the same price as if you made it here. I hope the Mexicans keep it. What say you? Yeah, and the only thing I hope is they take over Apple and the Chinese do, and maybe they'll decide to bring the businesses back over because the iPhone certainly isn't getting any cheaper. One more question for you, and I know you got to go. Senator Britt, what do you think? It's true. Hmm. So you think now she is on some pretty important. Didn't she? Isn't she the chairman of some board? I forgot exactly which one it is. Right. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I thought it was too. Okay, one more thing. It seems. Oh, well, my mind's going blank now because I had it. This chip thing. It seemed like to me the Democrats and the Republicans had changed seats. The Democrats are saying, "Oh no, 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 we're not going to put a chip in somebody's hand, whether they be public or private employer." What say you? It looks like the Republicans are sort of hedging this. This will be the small government, individual freedom people. But how in the hell did something like this come up in America and our state legislature? You mean to go against it, not for it? Uh, where you want to keep it out of my skin? You know, yeah, well, yeah. Listen, California. Who cares what it is? Obviously, California. Okay. One more thing. What's your take on this whole transgender thing? Mine is that it's much to do about abnormality as it possibly can be. What say you? Yeah. Yeah, I always say you cannot change nature. You can only mess with it, and at some point, it'll mess with you back. And I think this is what we are finding out that's going on in America right now. This, transgender that, and if you put anything in your body long enough that's not naturally occurring, then something got to give. So I don't know. Yeah, accept me. I don't mind talking about it. Anyway, thanks a lot, Mr. Core. I appreciate you for coming on. I know you're busy. You got your own radio show to do. And I'll try to tune in and get some more show prep. All right, okay, that's eight. If anybody wants to read your stuff, he does a great job. 1819news.com. All right, appreciate it. All right, you too. All right, thanks for coming. All right, then, let us go to my phone and I'll take. Good morning, who's this? Morning. Pretty good. Turn down your radio. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. I appreciate your call, but I do like the one state senator Sessions is trying to, not Jeff Sessions, another guy. I don't know what his first name is. I think his first name is David Sessions, as a matter of fact. In an appearance on a local radio show, the Jeff Poor Show, which is the guy who just left us, Sessions said he was unsure about the efficiency of school choice with discipline issues plaguing public schools. He said, I'm on the Education Budget Committee. He said, I'm not on the Education Policy Committee, Jeff said. You and I have talked about this education in the past. We've been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And it seems the political will to do what must be done in public school when it comes to discipline is not there. They're always worrying about money, money, money. And I have to ask the question all the time when it comes to public school. Do the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many? And I know it's from Karl Marx, but I think it's a question that needs to be asked because it seems that we're in the topsy-turvy world and the needs of the one are more important than the needs of the many. You give one an IP, whatever the hell that thing is called, IPP or EPI, whatever the hell it is. You give one of those IEP things, and they pretty much get carte blanche to do whatever they want to do in your public school. Yesterday, I'm looking at a school near here where even the child's father came up to the school, and the child cussed out the dad. Now we know what would happen if that had been at home. We know. We don't even have to think about what would have happened if my child cussed me out. Yeah, I mean, we don't even have to ponder that for one thought. But when you come on the grounds of the school, you know, and the county of Montgomery does not believe in corporal punishment. Now, even though the state law says you can apply corporal punishment, our city, our boards of education members, at least the majority of them, do not believe in corporal punishment, which is probably one of the reasons why we have the same problems every year in public school. And then stack on top of that, the IEP, the individualized education plan, which means all you got to do is claim you got a disease or something like that, or you didn't eat breakfast or something like that, and then you pretty much do what you. I got some films, all the crap that goes on in high school. Okay, I got it. I just cannot believe it. But again, so here's a question that must be asked, I think, from from our people, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one? I just have to tell you, I think the many should get the thought. I think the many should get more consideration than the one. Okay. We'll be back. 860-1440 is our number. You can text me 274-3411. 274-3411. We'll be back. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. I'm sorry. Yeah. God, I'm hungry. Sometimes the time just flies. Time, how time flies. 8:45 in the morning. You can text me 334-274-3411. You can call anything on your mind. The question on the table today is, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one? Or do the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many? Yeah, I think most of us know that answer. Karl Marx tried that. It's called socialism, but it didn't really work out. Okay then, 860-14 is the number here when you get called. Let's see who's on the phone. Good morning. You're doing pretty good. No complaint. I really believe that parents have to be concerned about about the influences of the kids in school. And again, I'm all for getting rid of the bad apple. I just, I mean, one kid can mess up the day for everybody in the classroom. Well, that's true too. Yeah, yeah. But and I hear what you're saying. But I've been hearing this for 30 years, and I had kids in school. I've just been hearing it every year. It's the same problems every year with the same solution, which are none. Because politically, our school systems say one is about money, and when you can only put a child out of school for 10 days the whole year, no matter how much hell they bring, there's a problem there. They know that. So but here's the problem. We don't. Right, yeah, but, but here's the deal. There's nobody in Montgomery that has any authority over the school at all, except the board who answer to the board over there in the state of Alabama. So we can talk all we want to. They don't listen to us. So they'll tell me, well, the law says this and the law says that. Okay, now there's nothing we can do except take our kids out of the school. Okay. I've been here 30 years now. I've been looking at them with two kids in school, and I've been looking at it. I just seen it get worse every year. Well, you tell me what talking. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Teachers, I hear what you're saying. And what Okay, and one person does make a difference called a superintendent. And if that superintendent and that board don't get together on what we say, there's nothing we can do. Nothing. There's nothing. Tell me what we can do. Now the only thing there is one thing we can do. We can all go stand in the front of that school and say, "I will not be moved until y'all make a difference in this classroom." But how many people are willing to give up their job, willing to give up some time off work, and go sit there and protest the school system? Okay. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do for you. I got some bail money. I got some bail. I got some bail money for you. They got me when they put on that. Now, if you tell me, Kevin, if you say, Kevin, I'm going down to the place and I'm gonna talk to them, if they throw me out, I'm coming down with you. If you're gonna tell me we're gonna come again, try to have a conversation. Listen, teachers and people in education are some of the most arrogant people I have ever seen. If you don't have a degree in education, they look at you lower than whale crap. I'm just telling you, some arrogant people I've ever seen. All right. But hey, I want to motivate you now. I motivate you. Chisholm. Okay. Where's that located? On Chisholm Street? Where's that located? Where's Chisholm? On Chisholm Street? Off Lower Wetumpka Road? Okay. All right. Next time you come, bring the address with you, brother. Yeah. Well, listen, good luck. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't want to put water in the career. I commend what you're doing. I've just seen it done and done and done and done. Right? Maybe you the spark that we need. Hmm. Yeah. Well, get it one more time when you fall. All right. All right. All right. Appreciate it. 860-1440, 8:52 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? All right, then. 860-1440 again is our number. Joe Biden said in response to what happened at that school up there, that church up there, said, aren't, he said, and our children deserve better. Aren't you tired of this? Yes. We are tired of you telling us that our kids want to change their sex. We're tired of you telling us that we cannot put discipline on our own kids. We're tired of hearing more about what people do in their bedroom than they are doing in the classroom. That's what the Democrats do. Yeah, we are tired of that. Okay. We are tired of you not telling us like what happened in Prattville. Guy puts out his chicken joint and goes to work on it in front of everybody in the classroom. And most of you folks didn't even know it happened. Went for 1819 news, I wouldn't have known either. So again, we're tired of this. That's what we're tired of. Because I tell you, I went to school in the 60s and the 70s. You know, even though I was like a little naughty head kid, so I did things I didn't have no business doing. But for the most part, the fundamental things were still there. Shut up, sit up, and listen up. Okay? So I'm just saying. Oh, hey, I got a logo. Since I'm a new member of the Montgomery Clean City Commission, I got a logo. I mean, now, I haven't talked to the chairman about this. So this is just my own personal logo. Okay? My own personal saying. Show some class. Pick up the trash. That sounds good. Okay, so the next time you see somebody putting junk on the road, say, hey, show some class. Pick up that trash. Now, have you foot on the gas or something like that so you get the hell out of there right quick, just in case they get insulted. I'm just saying you might want to do that. Show some class. How about picking up that trash? I was telling the other day, sitting right at McDonald's. And I opened the passenger side door, there's all this junk on the ground. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to get the chairman or somebody. We're going to start paying citizens to take a picture of this with a cell phone, and I'm trying to get this passed so we can find him, give him a ticket, and then make sure they don't do that no more. At least try to make sure they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Because everybody's always talking about trash, 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 and I understand. I understand it, but our goal, our goal is to have people who are invested in in the clean city of Montgomery, showing that they all, wouldn't it be nice to have people competing to pick up trash? I know there's some churches that do it. I know Maxwell does it pretty often sometimes. I know everyone we got both. I know do we still have both? No, but anyway, we have these people doing it, but they can't do it all the time. They can't do it in your neighborhood. They can't do it in other neighborhoods. Again, you want some class? Pick up the trash. Okay, let's take it off the streets. If you catch somebody doing it, send me a picture. I'll put them on Facebook. Yeah, send me a. But you got to give me a picture of the guy who put the trash on the street. Give me a picture of anybody. I got to see him in the act. Okay. So, how do you spell class? By picking up the trash. Anyway, so I'm trying to, we did that as a logo. We did that as a symbol. Yeah. I don't know. Who's this? Hello. Okay then. See, now I'm put the call block. Okay. Now I'm trying to be nice. I'm a nice guy. Don't wear up my nerves. 8:56 in the morning. What else? Anything else? Now tomorrow we got a new preacher coming in. Got his name. And I'll get to him tomorrow. Because tomorrow's a fifth. Normally I allow the pastor to come in on the fifth, but I got some else on the news for that fifth on Thursday. Just give us a different perspective, okay? So anyway, what did we learn today? That if you're in Prattville High School or one of the schools up there, you can step back, put your head back, close your eyes, and as you work on yourself, literally, and feel good after it's over. Okay, that's what we said. Okay. Well, I'm not going to tell you what school it is. What I'm just saying is kids do things. Okay, again, kids do things. But there ought to be a consequence for doing it. And you don't sit there and text the office rather than stop the kid from doing it. Although I must admit, if I'm a female class, if I'm a female teacher, I got some issues maybe with trying to stop them. But if I'm a guy, go there and smack that thing in church. If you won't be smacking it no more. But anyway, that's enough. That's enough for that. So, anyway, school is certainly changing. I think that's the craziest thing I ever heard people do in public school. Good morning, who's this? Okay, brother. I don't spend time on my computer doing things like that. Okay. Anyway, anything else going on? No, I think that's about it. All right, what do we discuss today? Okay, interesting show. I gotta go now. Find me some breakfast because I'm hungry. And I'm tired of grits. I've been making grits forever. I gotta find something else to eat. I gotta go to that restaurant over there where they sell salmon. Yeah, I ain't gonna call their name. They never advertise it. But I'm gonna go over there. Well, advertise. I gotta go.